Presently, I've lost 27 pounds, 10+% body fat I've shed. I feel like $1,000,000. My labs are in check again. It's really made a difference in my life, and I almost get emotional sometimes thinking about it, where I was in such a hole and now I'm totally different. It's just a great feeling.
Hey guys, it's Dr. Ryan, and today we're going to talk with one of my patients who's been with me for about 6 months, Jeff. And Jeff's going to talk a little bit about his situation with the clinic. So Jeff, why don't you go ahead and get started? Tell me a little bit about yourself, where you live, what you do, some of your hobbies, your family life.
Yeah, my name is Jeff. I live in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm in biopharma sales. I've been in the industry about 25 years. Hobbies, I like all kinds of sports, of course, bodybuilding, competitive in the past, and I really like just a fitness lifestyle. All type sports, football. I played baseball in college. I like traveling, spend time with my family. That's what I do. I like doing some charity work when I have time outside of work, but work keeps us busy and keeps us jumping. Just try to work it in the best I can.
Very cool. So tell me a little bit about what it was like prior to starting with us at SummaUp. What were some of the problems that you were trying to solve? And I'm asking primarily in terms of your physique and overall health.
I think aging process is a bear for most people, and I just felt like it was catching up with me. Slabs not great anymore, low mood, positivity was wavering, mental focus was not great. Just a sense of not having my zest and my get up and go. I was not motivated, just needed a change. And I looked at the several different avenues, and that's when I found your clinic, and it's really made a difference in my life.
And not that I'm trying to bring you back into that state you were in prior to joining the clinic, but can you tell me exactly how some of these problems affected you in a negative way? Like maybe in terms of your career or family or your goals in the gym? Like, why was it so important to solve some of these problems?
Well, I didn't have energy. I had trouble leaning down, losing weight. It just seemed like I was just spinning my wheels. I couldn't make progress. There were some days I would leave the gym halfway through my workout. I just didn't have the energy. Didn't seem like I was sleeping that well. Just felt like I was in a hole professionally and personally, and I just needed a change. And I was willing to do what it took to make a change because I didn't want to live my life like this. And it's really made a change in my life since I've been on the program.
Was there like an event that during this whole process that made you think, okay, enough's enough? Because we can deal with adversity for a while, but there usually is some sort of inciting event, some sort of event that you're like, enough's enough, I gotta do something. Or was it just like a slow accumulation to the point where you're like, okay, I need to move?
I think it was just me sitting around and feeling not so well every day and not having zest, not having my mental edge, not having the get up and go, so to speak, that I once had. It wasn't like a single event. It was just an overall snowball of effects. And getting older, I wasn't recovering from working out like I was used to. I just wasn't myself. I really needed a change, and boy, I'm glad I did.
So how did you find out about the clinic?
I had a former business counterpart that was a patient of yours, and he highly recommended you, Dr. Ryan, and set up a consultation, and we talked through everything. I was very comfortable and decided to go with you, and it's not been a mistake, that's for sure.
Great. Okay, so why don't we transition over to how you felt after you started the clinic and started the dietary regimen, supplements, therapies. What are some of the changes you noticed in your physique and overall health?
I'm in week 23 presently, and it's been a grind. I mean, the nutrition plan has been pretty rigorous. I was used to eating a good bit because I've done some powerlifting, and I had to have my quote carbs and macros. And it's been a challenge as far as nutrition, but with a lot of focus and determination because I wanted to climb out of the hole. Presently, I've lost 27 pounds, 10+% body fat I've shed, and I feel like $1,000,000. My labs are in check again. I just feel like I'm attacking life and not letting it come to me and not just sitting back and feeling bad every day. And that's what I was. I just didn't want to live like that anymore, because I knew what it felt like in the past to have that edge and have my physique and have everything at my disposal. And I just didn't have it anymore, and I didn't want to live like this. And getting old or older, I'm not old, but getting older it's difficult to see your body changing. And it was definitely a wake-up call for me.
I am going to brag on you a little bit here. You mentioned that you improved your lab values, and I really think that you didn't give yourself enough credit when you said that. You've made a tremendous change in your lab values since you started working with us in the clinic. Your apolipoprotein B, so this again is a marker that's associated with LDL and VLDL, dropped dramatically from 88, which is okay. It's just at the range where we consider it to be a little bit abnormal. 90s where we'd like to be below, to 60. So you went from 88 to 60, amazing. Your total cholesterol dropped about 40 points. Your HDL stayed about the same, which is very good. Your homocysteine levels dropped from 10 to 8.5. I typically like to keep them between 6 to 8, and your levels are right where you need them to be. Levels of inflammation dropped significantly too. Your lipoprotein A even dropped. And this is pretty hard to cut down, your lipoprotein A, but you did it, 22 to 12. And then your triglycerides, you had a significant drop with these guys right here, almost 60 points. And again, as you mentioned, the diet was tough, but you got through it, man. You made it happen, and your labs demonstrated that. Your insulin levels, man, this was just crazy. Your hemoglobin A1C dropped, but your fasting insulin levels, they dropped like a rock. They went from 27 to 17. And so we still have a little ways to go, but it's a big change here. And man, look at your test levels. We finally optimized them, and they're a much better range. So I'm really happy about that. Great job here. And as I mentioned, you've lost a significant amount of weight. Look at that drop since March, very significant. And your pictures are really where it goes. This is where you were when you started with us, and you can see the bloating and the lack of definition in your abdominals, as well as some excess adipose tissue around your chest and your shoulders. You're able to almost transform your body completely, way more definition in your shoulders, arms, and especially in your abdomen. We're not done yet. We still got another 10, 15 pounds to go, and we're right on track to make it happen. So I'm really happy with the changes you made. Really awesome job, man. Very good. And we already talked about some of these changes in your health and your physique, but why don't we talk a little bit about some of the changes you experienced in terms of your business, your career, that sort of thing?
Yeah, I just think it's given me a lot more confidence. My mental focus is there. My approach with customers is a lot more positive. Not that it wasn't positive before, but it's just, I don't know, it's just a better, lighter approach with customers, and I think I'm received better. It's just the edge that I have now. It's a lot different than it was, say, back in the fall of last year. Just gives me that confidence going in to get the business turned around and business done.
Yeah, a lot of my patients refer to it really helps them in terms of the 3 Ps. And if you're in sales, if you're an entrepreneur in any sort of industry, healthcare, software, production of some sort of widget, the 3 Ps are so important. Punctuality, which you never really had a trouble with, but a lot of my patients, when you're exhausted, it's really hard to make those appointments on time. Being present, being understanding of their potential client, and being positive. Those 3 things are so important. I'm glad that you definitely manifested them to a much higher degree.
Yeah, just the positive approach makes a great impression on customers, and I'm in sales and you want to make a great impression and make the sale, just the positive attitude really carries over. And I think that's it. It just gives you that confidence to go in and get the job done.
Yeah, and clients can see the enthusiasm too, and they appreciate it. So why don't you talk a little bit about some of the changes you saw in terms of your relationships with your family, your friends? How did that change?
I think just the positivity, because I probably wasn't the best person to be around. Just the lighter mood, the positivity, the confidence, my overall approach to life has changed, and they see a different person now. I'm a different cat. It's really made a difference in my life, and I almost get emotional sometimes thinking about it, where I was in such a hole, and now I'm totally different. It's just a great feeling.
Yeah, I think it's amazing, man. When you put out positive vibrations, like attracts like, and you start finding yourself around people that are more open to seeing you succeed, more open to helping you in different avenues of your life. And I'm glad that you realized that and recognized that. So outside of some of the changes you made in your lab values, your physique, your business, your relationships to your family and friends, were there any other benefits you noticed with working with SummaUp and myself?
I think just the convenience of everything and have everything at your disposal. You can go online to your store and order, and your meds are shipped, and you don't have to go 3 different places to find stuff. I think the convenience of having everything right there and a one-stop shop is probably the greatest benefit, outside of the benefits, obviously, of my health turning around and my physique and all the other benefits. But I think that's the main thing for me.
Yeah, a lot of patients have commented on that. I'm glad that you recognize it. Having a clinic where you have a physician that's overseeing everything, obviously your lab values, improving your biomarkers so you reduce your risk for stroke, heart disease, cancer, dementia, diabetes. But also having someone that is trained as a personal trainer, is competent, right? That helps you with your diet and exercise plans. And then finally, having access to medications and supplements that work and are effective under the guidance of an experienced individual really makes a difference. I'm glad you noticed that. Okay, what would you tell someone who's watching this now as an uncertain about joining the clinic?
I would just tell anyone that's hesitant about joining to really assess their life and their health goals. And your health is your greatest wealth, and it's essential to a happy life and fulfilling life. And if you don't have that, everything's taken away and you just don't feel like living life. So I'm so happy that I sought you out, signed up on the program, and have seen this through, because it's definitely made a change in my life, and I'm really happy. I just appreciate all the techniques, because what I was doing was working in the past. And as you get older, sometimes you have to change your focus and do things differently, and that's what I've done. So it's really made a difference in my life. I feel like $1,000,000 now. I'm not just saying that, I really do. It's made a totally difference in my life.
Yeah, I'm glad you commented on that. It's really hard to put a price on 5, 10, 15 years of extended life. And more importantly, not just your lifespan, but your health span, the number of years that you spend in excellent health, free of chronic illness, and feeling amazing with optimized energy levels, good physique, low body fat percentage, increased body muscle mass, improved libido. And I like that comment you used, a zest for life. So I'm really happy that you're experiencing all of those things. A lot of our patients do the same, and you're no different.
Yes, and I'm not done yet.
I'm ready
to take it even further.
I'm really excited to see. We're going to get those abs popping out, and we're going to get you back maybe on stage too.
I don't know about that now.